In a world craving compassion and humility, one man stood as a quiet revolution, Pope Francis. Born Jorge Mario Bergoglio in Buenos Aires, Argentina, he grew up in a modest household, the son of Italian immigrants. He once dreamed of becoming a chemist and even had a girlfriend in his youth, but God had other plans. Ordained in 1969 and later becoming Archbishop of Buenos Aires, he was known for his deep humility, riding the bus instead of a limousine, cooking his own meals, and choosing to live in a small apartment rather than the opulent bishop's palace. Then, in 2013, history was made. Jorge became Pope Francis, the first Latin American pope, the first Jesuit pope, and the first pope to take the name Francis, after Saint Francis of Assisi, the patron saint of peace and the poor. From the very beginning, Pope Francis stood out, not just for his humility, but for his bold vision. He challenged tradition while upholding core values. He washed the feet of refugees, reached out to atheists, and welcomed members of the LGBTQ+ community with compassion. His message was simple but powerful. Who am I to judge? He led with courage, publishing Laudato Si', a groundbreaking encyclical on climate change, and urging the world to protect the planet as a moral obligation. In 2020, he became the first pope to endorse same-sex civil unions. In 2021, he made a historic visit to Iraq, promoting peace between Christians and Muslims in a region scarred by war. And even into his 80s, despite declining health, Pope Francis continued his mission. On Easter Sunday, April 20th, 2025, he made what would be his final public appearance. That day was monumental, not only for Catholics but for Christians worldwide. For the first time in centuries, Easter was celebrated together by the Catholic and Orthodox churches, something Pope Francis had long prayed for. Just one day later, on April 21st, Pope Francis passed away peacefully at the age of 88 due to complications from a stroke and heart failure. The world mourns a spiritual giant whose legacy is etched in love, action, and hope. Pope Francis didn't just lead a church, he touched the hearts of millions. He reminded us that leadership isn't about power, but service. His legacy lives on, in every act of kindness, every push for justice, and every voice that chooses peace over hate. If you were inspired by the life and legacy of Pope Francis, we invite you to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories that matter. Drop a comment and tell us, what will you remember most about Pope Francis? Let's honor him by spreading the compassion he preached.